Welcome back. So we're talking about correlation research. There are some limits to correlation research. A correlation cannot tell you about cause and effect relations between two variables. It can tell you whether there's a strong correlation or weak correlation, a positive correlation or negative correlation. But correlation is not equal to causation. In psychology, we are interested in causation. We are interested in causal relations between two variables. We are interested in why some people are more nervous than others, why some people develop anxiety disorders, what are the factors causing people to be extremely nervous and anxious. In order to discover this kind of causal relations, we need to do experimental research. A large part of our psychological research actually are experimental in nature. For example, we can do experimental research to test what factors increase prejudice and discrimination against minority groups. What factors cause people to use stereotypes more to make inferences in person perception? What factors cause people to increase in helping behavior? What factors cause people to increase in aggressive behavior? This kind of causal relations can only be tested with experimental research. We will explain why experimental research is capable of uncovering causal relations. First, let's look at the key concepts in experimental research. In experiments, you have independent variables, at least one independent variable, and you have at least one dependent variable. You have treatment conditions, and you try to record treatment effects. At the same time, you try to control for confounding variables, eliminate extraneous variables or confounding variables. Let's look at an example. An example of experimental research. I am trying to test the theory of the relation between testosterone and aggression. My theory says high levels of testosterone, the male hormone, causes aggression to increase. I'm interested in uncovering the cause and effect relation between two variables. In my theory, testosterone is a causal variable. Increase in aggression is an effect. From this theory, I can make predictions, concrete predictions, or hypotheses. One prediction or hypothesis would be if I take rats, for example, two groups of rats. With one group, I inject them with 10 ml or whatever unit it is testosterone. With another group, I inject them with salt water, the same amount of salt water, and then if I compare the two groups in aggressive behavior, particularly on how many times they attack other rats over a specific period of time, I should observe that the testosterone-injected rats should show more attacking behavior toward another rat than the saltwater injected rat. This is a concrete prediction. This is a specific prediction I can observe. Actually, I can observe if this prediction is true or not. a hypothesis will tell you how to design a research. In this research, I have 20 adult rats. They serve as my subjects, and I randomly assign the 20 rats to 2 groups. In other words, I create 2 treatment conditions. In one treatment condition, I inject the rats with testosterone, and this is an experimental group. In the other condition, I inject the rats with salt water. This is a control group. The experimental group, in the experimental group, they are receiving the treatment. They are receiving the treatment I'm interested in. I'm interested in the effect of testosterone. On the other hand, the control group is for comparison only. I am just comparing the testosterone group to the other group.